TSMC makes almost every advanced chip in the world. And last week, they announced a 77% jump in their operating profit. But the stock fell by 7%. That's not how it's supposed to work. When a company posts numbers like that, the stock's supposed to go up. But this one went down because of something that happened in China. Right now, everybody is talking about the AI bubble, whether it's real or not. But that's the wrong question. The bubble has always been a problem. America is spending $25 billion on AI this year. And the revenue to justify that kind of spending is $600 billion short. Everybody knows that it's a bubble. And what changed last week is that China made it impossible for American AI companies to earn that money back. In this video, I'm gonna show you what exactly China did, how the United States gave them so much power, and what it means for your money, how exactly it's going to affect you. American tech companies are running the largest corporate spending in human history. In 2024 alone, the hyperscalers spent around $226 billion. Last year, they spent more than $400 billion. This year, they will spend more than $725 billion. That by itself is not a problem. Companies always invest. The problem is that whether they can make that money back and when. Look at Amazon. Its free cash flow has fallen by 95%. From about $38 billion to $1.2 billion. And Morgan Stanley expects Amazon to end the year with negative $17 billion. Alphabet's free cash flow has fallen by 47% just in a single quarter. The question is, what exactly are they getting back? The gap between how much these companies are spending and how much they're earning is about $600 billion. Back in 1990s, everybody knew that internet is going to be huge. WorldCom told investors that the traffic for internet is going to double every 100 days. So telecom companies borrowed dozens of billions of dollars to lay down 80 million miles of fiber optic miles all across the United States. The traffic came, but just not as fast as they expected. Less than 5% of that eventually was used at that time, and WorldCom had to file for one of the largest bankruptcies in American history. The internet did actually happen. It actually changed the world. Netflix and YouTube today are using the exact same cables. But the people who invested in that back in the days literally lost everything because spending outran the revenue by 32%. And now it's about 46%. So we are already running a wider gap today than the bubble that burst out the entire telecom industry. But this time it's a lot worse because last week Chinese company called Moonshot has released their latest AI version, which is called Kimi K3. It was tested against Anthropic and it literally beat Anthropic in 6 out of the 7 categories. But it gets even worse. Kimi K3 did the exact same thing for $3, but it cost Anthropic to run the exact same test for $15. So essentially, the Chinese version does the exact same thing, if not better, but 70% cheaper. Now, other Chinese AI models, such as DeepSeek or Qwen, they're literally 98% cheaper. So they literally cost 2% of the American version AI models. So if you're a business anywhere and you have 2 AI options, the second option gives you the exact same performance, but it's literally 2% of the cost. The choice is obvious. If that's not enough, then it gets even more insane. DeepSeek, to train their AI models, they've spent around $5.6 million. Google's Gemini Ultra cost almost $200 million to train it. Do you see that huge gap? So how does a company that has much worse computer chips has far better economics? The United States banned for latest NVIDIA computer chips to be shipped to China. The logic was very simple. Starve them of the computer chips and the computer power and the latest computer hardware, and the AI industry will slowly start to die in China. They won't be able to compete with the US. But when the US cut them off from the latest NVIDIA computer chips, the Chinese labs had no other option but to squeeze absolutely everything possible from their inferior hardware. So they spend their resources developing the software and improving the algorithm. So their algorithms and their softwares today are far more efficient than American software. So now they are getting far better results from inferior chips. This is not the first time that China has done that. The Chinese EV market is brutal. So every company in China has to be ruthless ruthless to win that competition. Dozens of Chinese EV companies are fighting for the exact same pool of customers. This fight literally forced the survivors to be ruthlessly efficient. And BYD ended up the winner. They built the most efficient supply chain when it comes to EVs. They started building their batteries, they manufacture almost everything in-house, and now they even build their ships to ship their EVs all across the globe. The only reason that Tesla is still standing in America is because the American government put tariffs on Chinese EVs. So they are artificially more expensive in America than they're supposed to be. So the playbook is proven. China is basically using the exact same playbook on AI. But there is one difference this time. You can tariff a car. When it's shipped and it crosses your border, you're going to collect taxes. But there is no way that you can tariff and tax software. Of course, America will try that anyway. They will pretend that it's national security threat just like they did with TikTok. But stop for a moment and think about what that is going to do to the industry. Let's say you are starting a startup in San Francisco and the cost of using AI is $100,000 because you're obligated to use an American company. Your competitor on the other side of the world is using the Chinese AI and is simply paying $2,000 for the exact same AI performance. Who do you think is going to win? So American companies will slowly start offshoring their AI usage outside the United States. They will start offshoring their best talents outside the US to be able to access that cheap AI that is coming from China. So that doesn't actually protect the American industries, it just exports it. And the more companies will start using the Chinese AIs, the world will sit on the Chinese standards, and that's probably the final plan that they have. But even under this kind of circumstances, sometimes a bubble can literally last for years and it's not going to pop. What makes the entire situation even worse when there is a lot of debt involved. This year alone, 3 large companies are going to borrow about $570 billion to build their AI data centers. That is literally 4 times more than they have borrowed last year. Lending to AI companies from private funds went from 0 to $200 billion. And most of that money is borrowed against computer chips, which are the collateral in this case. CoreWeave alone holds about $7.5 billion worth of debt this way. And now take this and compare it to what has been happening back in 2008. The problem back then was never the houses. The houses were fine. There is always a demand for houses because people need a place to live. The problem was that these houses were purchased with mortgages that people could not possibly afford them. So when the market finally realized that these mortgages will never be paid off, suddenly it turned like a domino effect and everything collapsed. Houses has never been a problem. In fact, I would say that there is always a shortage of houses in the market. And now take that and compare it. What exactly is backing these AI loans? Every advanced chip in the world is going to lose its value the moment one thing is going to happen. When Nvidia is going to announce a new chip. So everybody understands that all the chips that they have purchased and paid so much money, they just became devalued. The second problem is perfectly illustrated by Michael Burry. The companies are writing off these chips in their balance sheets over 5 to 6 years when the real lifetime that they're using them is 2 to 3 years, which means that they're underreporting their expenses and overestimating their profits. They might have already overestimated their profits by about $176 billion. Oracle spent about $55 billion building data centers just this year alone. Its free cash flow right now is about negative $23 billion. It raised $43 billion in debt just in the last 12 months. And it's expected to raise another $40 billion or maybe more. And now look at what's happening to its stock price. But why does all of this even matters to you? Economists estimate that right now, roughly about 90% of all the GDP growth is coming from the large tech companies spending so much money, primarily on AI. So if you take out suddenly AI, if you take out all those spendings on data centers, the GDP growth is going to stop. Secondly, is the stock market. AI-linked companies now make up literally almost 45% of the entire S&P 500. So if you're holding S&P 500 stocks, you're exposed to these risks. Your retirement account most likely invests in the S&P 500, so you're already exposed to this risk. And over the last 2 years, the S&P 500 has grown by about 50%, and most of that growth came primarily from AI. So even if you're following the most boring investing advice, where you take a portion of your money every month and invest it in the S&P 500, you're already betting on the AI bubble. So here's where we are now. America made the largest capital bet in business history on the assumption that AI is going to be expensive and it is going to make back its investment. But China destroyed that illusion by making AI so incredibly cheap. And the debt behind all of that spending is secured by the collateral, which are these NVIDIA computer chips. And the entire stock market, including where your retirement accounts are investing in, is betting on that and stands on the value of these AI hardware or the NVIDIA hardware chips. And their values will evaporate the moment NVIDIA is going to release a more advanced GPU. Now, it doesn't mean that the bubble is instantly going to burst and take down the entire economy. Bubbles don't instantly burst. Sometimes they take months, maybe sometimes years. But right now, the market is realizing one simple truth, that all of that spending that we have made over the last couple of years will never be earned back simply because China changed the game. The moment there is going to be a consensus in the market, that's when the massive selling is going to start. That's when the market is going to reevaluate that stocks. And maybe big players in the market don't want to do that because they will face a reality. And the reality is that they will be losing billions of dollars. Imagine what that is going to do to a stock such as SpaceX, Tesla, NVIDIA, Amazon, you name it. Every company that spent billions of dollars in AI will find itself underwater. The problem with the stock market is that most people who are trying to invest, sometimes even professional investors, they're trying to guess which stocks are going to rise. They're trying to buy whatever is in the headlines, whatever the stock is hyped the most, then they buy them and hold them with hopes that the stock is going to rise, without ever asking themselves a very simple question. What is the true value of this stock? That works until it doesn't. I built a step-by-step program that will teach you how to start investing, where to find great investments, and what are the best stocks to buy right now. It is called Investing Academy, and you can join it completely for free. But if you want a more personalized investing strategy so that you never ask yourself again, what should I buy? So you can tell whether the stock is expensive or cheap in minutes, and you want one-on-one mentorship, then you can jump on one-on-one investing session with my team. Now, we can only take a limited number of people each month because my time is limited. So go ahead and book a call using the link in the description of this video, and we will find out whether we can work together.